and welcome to the AutoToday show. My name is Dipayan Datta and we've got with us today the brand new Skoda Kushaq mid-size SUV. Now, if you're wondering what that is, to translate the marketing jargon for you, it means that it'll take on the premium end of the compact SUV segment against the likes of the Hyundai Creta, the Kia Seltos and the Tata Harrier. Of course, we've been following the design and the development of the Kushaq from the inception, from the first time that we saw it as the Vision IN concept at the Auto Expo. We've seen it right before this and had a closer look at the design, but we'll show you the design anyway. But before we get into the design details, don't forget to subscribe to the AutoToday channel if you haven't already, and don't forget to hit that like button to show some love for all the hard work that we've been doing. And let's get a closer look at what the Skoda Kushaq really has to offer in final production form. Before it was christened the Kushaq, a play on the Sanskrit word Kushaq or king, the Skoda was simply known by its concept code name, the Vision IN. In the flesh, what really stands out is how true the final form is to the concept, right down to the sinewy body lines that run along the body. That said, the Kushaq is still easily identifiable as a Skoda. The most telling feature is the prominent body line that runs along the center of the bonnet. Everything about the Skoda screams premium. LED headlamps and fog lamps look good, but it's the angular LED tail lamps that really capture the frame. Of course, no Indian car review is complete without the mention of chrome, but in the case of the Kushaq, what stands out is the measured use of chrome that adds to the way that you perceive the car without blinding you. Like the chrome strip that runs neatly along the tailgate. Lastly, but perhaps my favorite thing about the Skoda's design are those beautiful 17-inch dual-tone alloy wheels. And now that we're inside the new Skoda Kushaq, I can tell you honestly that I'm a little bit torn. You see, for one, the top part of this dashboard looks ultra premium. There's great material use. I love this glossy little strip that runs through the middle. The center console is an all-touch panel with minimal buttons. I like that it's very clean. I love the way that the infotainment system has been integrated into the dashboard. It looks neatly integrated and it looks like a piece of machinery that was equipped to this car and built for this car, and I think it looks really special. But my problems start below that point. When the plastic quality starts to fade away, you can see a lot of hard plastics, and for me, in this segment where everything is really premium, it seems like a little bit of an undercut. Of course, in terms of space and features, the Skoda does not sell you short. It has everything from a 10.1-inch touchscreen infotainment system with wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. It has wireless charging. It has a smart little dock for your phone when you're not using it. It has bottle holders. There's plenty of storage. It's been designed very smartly. My only problem would be the quality of the plastics on the lower bin. Of course, you also get ventilated seats on the new Kushaq, which is a really important feature for India, and it shows how much research Skoda has put into ensuring that this car stays at par with the segment when it comes to features. Before we get to the driving bit, of course, let's step into the back and see what kind of space it has to offer for those who prefer to be chauffeured. And now we're in the back seat of the new Skoda Kushaq, and for one thing, leg space is not an issue. The seat back is adjusted for my height and I still have plenty of legroom. Headroom too is pretty well taken care of. Our only issue with the Kushaq would be the shoulder room, because we know that it is not as wide as the rest of the cars in the segment, which means sitting 3 people back to back in the back seat is going to be a little bit of a problem. Aside from that, once again, the rear of the Kushaq has been very smartly laid out. For one, you get this incredibly smart phone pouch right there, which is really useful to anybody sitting in the back seat. You get an armrest with cup holders. You also get a rear AC vent and 2 Type-C USB fast charging ports, which again is really useful for those who are being chauffeured around regularly. Another thing that I see as a short sell on the Skoda Kushaq, especially for those looking to be chauffeured, is the fact that the rear seats don't get the ventilated feature, which means you're going to have a sweaty back if you're being chauffeured around, and that leaves a little to be desired. Aside from that, I don't think if you are traveling two people in the back of the Kushaq that you're going to be uncomfortable. It is a very comfortable car, and I think that is what stands out. But that's enough about the interiors. Let's get behind the wheel and see what this Skoda Kushaq with the 1.5 litre TSI motor is like to drive and how it handles. And now we're behind the wheel of the new Skoda Kushaq, and it instantly feels like a Skoda. And when I say that, I mean that as the highest praise possible, because it instantly feels like a car that appeals to the enthusiast in you. This particular version is the 1.5 litre TSI motor with 150 bhp and 250 Nm of torque. Of course, we are driving this version with the 6-speed manual, but it is also available with a 6-speed DSG, which will be slightly more expensive. Talking about the 6-speed manual, the shifts are really smooth and the gearbox itself is really intuitive, and I love these short little throws that make it so easy to shift in traffic. Another thing that I really like about the Skoda Kushaq manual is the clutch action, which is really light and is the kind of car that an enthusiast can use every day without being worn out from the constant use of the clutch inside the city. A nice light clutch action is almost crucial to a good manual car, and this Skoda Kushaq does have it. Of course, being a turbocharged 1.5 litre engine, there is going to be some turbo lag, and I like the way that Skoda have tuned this car with the turbo kicking in at 2000 RPM, so you're not constantly spooling up in traffic and wasting a lot of fuel. That does work, but it does also give you a considerable amount of turbo lag. The only thing I would consider a drawback as far as the handling of the Skoda Kushaq is concerned are the brakes, which just don't have the bite that we've come to expect with Skoda cars. I mean, you have to press down slightly harder on the pedal to really feel that bike kick in, and that is something we're just not used to in Skoda cars, and we've come to expect a lot higher. That aside, the ride quality is exceptional. Despite having 17-inch wheels, Skoda have managed to keep it a nice balance between comfort and agility, such that it doesn't really feel wallowy, but there's not much transmission of sharp bumps into the cabin. And I think that will really stand out. Thank you so much for tuning in to the AutoToday show and checking out our review of the brand new Skoda Kushaq. Now, on paper, the Skoda Kushaq definitely has what it takes to be a really strong contender in the compact SUV segment, although pricing is what will be crucial for a segment that is this mass market. Prices for the new Skoda Kushaq will be announced on Monday, so don't forget to check out the AutoToday channel for more on that. But as it is, without the pricing on its own, the Skoda Kushaq definitely is the driver's car of the segment and will really compete with the likes of the Kia Seltos as the performance-oriented car.